So today this gets these. So what do we got for the Kagama? The rear hubs. You got the front hubs. And 2 diff housings. Check out the quality. There are bearings inside, 2 of them. All screws are provided. These look very, very beefy. Very well machined. Also inside, no burrs, nothing. They look magnificent. Check out the quality and the detail. See how they fit. No movement whatsoever. As for the front ones over here, I expect the same quality, and I'm sure they will be the same quality. Check everything out. What's in the package? Also nice bearings included. Let's get these open. There's an O-ring included, so it doesn't open up. And what did I find in the package? There are 2 O-rings included extra in the package, so always handy. For the rear stuff, same quality. Very, very nice made. Bearings very well. So guys, I want to have a huge shout out to Vitavon or Vitavon to give me these parts. Thank you very much, Arthur. These are the same, so it doesn't matter which one you put where, left, right, it doesn't matter. These things fell out, so we have to put them back. So it's one on one side and one on the other side. First, get this thing out. I clean these grub screws with brake cleaner and then put some Loctite on there. A little bit, not much. We're gonna let them sit over there because we have new ones. Put this one in there, fits like a glove. That one on there, get this one back in there. Now clean the grub screw. I take some paper, put some brake cleaner on and just turn it around. Now it's nice and clean, and now put some Loctite on there. Oops, when it's too much, take it away a bit. This one on the bottom one, no shims needed. Perfect. Like that. And this one has to go in the center hole. But don't forget your shims. The other side is the same, so I'm not gonna put that on camera. A little tip here: when these things here don't go in there quite as good as you want them to, use some sanding paper and sand them a bit down. Afterwards they'll fit better. So to get to the diff, I have to take this bumper off. These screws have to come out. Here goes the skid plate. I have to loosen these 2 over here. Then I have to take these out. So that's for the bumper. Now take these 2 out so this can go off. Get the shocks out, tower off. I'm gonna clean everything out so we can get good access to it.
1 hour later!
First of all, we're going to open this one. On the plastic housing, there is no play. But I can imagine after a few runs or maybe half a year or so, there's going to be some play on there. And this one is the solution for it. So guys, after screwing this all back together, I had to take 1 shim out. Because when you turned on it and first, it felt real good, but now it feels better. It's more fluent. When you put this shim in there, there was like tock 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 tock, you know what I mean? And I don't like that. It has to be fluid. So now it turns perfect. It doesn't make that tock 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 sound anymore. A little bit, but that's the sound we are looking for. So after mounting everything up, screwing these 2 screws in there, I had to rethink my shimming strategy. I had to remove 1 shim and I had to put the shim from this side to this side. So the shim from the ring gear went to the other side, and now it runs so smooth like this. It's awesome how smooth it is now. Let's get this off. It's pretty tight. I think there's a lot of thread lock on there. Look at that. Loosen these 2 screws. Screws are provided. Now get this off. Use a 5mm on there. Turn out the pillow bolts. And that's a 2.5. Now we can pull this off. Problem is with these things, sometimes they break over here. You're not going to have that with these things here. So normally you put these things in there, and this is very important. If you do them too tight, your steering is not going to work. If you do them too loose, yeah, this happens. So what do I do normally? I'm going to mount this one on the other side. Then I put a battery in there and I turn them until I feel that I think that they are okay. Then I'm going to turn the car. And if I see it turns great, then I'll let it sit. If I see it turns not so great, I loosen them a little bit. So I'm going to wait until the other one's installed. And then I'm going to show you how I tune these things. So working on the rear diff, I noticed that this hinge pin is bent. I also found out that it's the same as this number. If you have this laying shimming around. You can replace it. It's the same length. So this is the rear diff, and normally there were 2 shims over here, but I removed one and put 2 shims in there. So it's divided now and it runs real smooth now. So that's what we are after. So when you do this, always put this on there so you can check the movement left to right and you can feel if it's tight or not. This is now splendid. Please always put some time in the shimming of your diffs. Put a lot of time in it. I can't stress that enough. Transmitter on. Battery is plugged in. Sorry for the noise. So when I turn on this thing, this turns, of course, but I'm gonna put it over here. There's still movement, see, on the right here, see, there's still some movement in there, not much, see, and on the top also a bit. I'm gonna push it in a bit. Okay, less movement. Same over here. See how much play there is in there? Too much. And over here it's a lot. See? So we're going to get this in. And this too. Too much. Again. In. Less. Also less. I think this is adequate if I turn it. It still works good. A little bit. Take your time. The less play there is, the better. But you have to have play, otherwise you cannot turn. Over here a little bit. Again a bit. Minor adjustments. This is it. I'm quite happy with this. So after a few runs, check these bolts here, these red things, check these very well and see if the play is still good or not.
Montage.
Again, a huge shout out to Vitavon for sponsoring these parts. So now this car is Vitavon certified.